Hi guys, today I want to talk about one of Manet's most famous artwork called Olympia. I'm sure a lot of you might have seen this painting before, but today I'm gonna dive into details about the stories behind the painting and the meaning behind the painting. Olympia, painted by Édouard Manet in 1863, is an iconic work of art that has stirred controversy, admiration, and scholarly discourse for generations. The painting depicts a reclining nude woman known as Olympia, gazing directly at the viewer with a bold and unapologetic demeanor. Her pose and direct gaze challenge conventional representations of the female nudity in art, particularly within the context of the male gaze prevalent in 19th century European painting. At first glance, Olympia's gaze may seem confrontational. However, upon deeper examination, it becomes apparent that Manet's portrayal of Olympia transcends mere provocation. Instead, it serves as a commentary on power dynamics, gender rules, and societal norms of the time. The dark background of the painting, along with several of Olympia's decorative accessories, such as a necklace and a bracelet, accentuate her nudity. In addition to Olympia's seductive gaze, the painting is full of sexual implications. An erect black cat as a symbol of sexuality, particularly arousal, a slipper taken off, meaning the loss of innocence, and a bouquet of flowers, and the orchid pinned to her head, all suggest a sexual act. One of the most striking aspects of Olympia's gaze is its assertion of agency and autonomy. Unlike traditional depictions of reclining nudes, where the female subject is often portrayed as passive and objectified for the viewer's pleasure, Olympia meets the viewer's gaze with confidence and self-assuredness. She refuses to be objectified or submissive, reclaiming her own autonomy and challenging the viewer to confront their own assumptions and biases. Furthermore, Olympia's gaze disrupts the traditional power dynamics inherent in a male gaze. Rather than being the passive object of the viewer's gaze, she becomes the active agent, exerting her own agency and asserting control over her representation. In this sense, Olympia's gaze can be seen as a subversion of the patriarchal gaze that dominated 19th century art, offering a radical reinterpretation of the female nude in Western art history. Under normal circumstances, such a painting of a naked woman would have delighted the academies, who believed that a classical depiction of an idealized nude was the culmination of an artist's life's work. But Manet did not idealize the nudes he painted. In fact, Manet based the mythical beauty in Titan's Venus of Urbino on her, but turned her into a prostitute. In fact, Olympia was synonymous with prostitutes in Paris in the 1860s. At first glance, you're captured and you can't look away. Her eyes, her face, that steady gaze is enticing, if slightly unnerving. You notice she's looking at you just as your gaze is upon her. Moreover, she's naked, shielding her privates with the most casually draped arm, and her skin, painted in oils that cast a pale pallor, displays an almost ghostly whiteness. This is skin that has really, if ever, felt the warmth of sun rays. Clearly, this is no classical goddess. Using the abilities and methods he had acquired at the academy, he created a body of work that was firmly based on modern, acceptable styles, yet had subjects that were freshly inspired by his observations and daily life. The composition of the infamous Olympia heavily referenced famous work of art from the past, especially Venus by Renaissance painter Titan. The inevitable distinction: clearly, this Olympia had not fallen from the heavens. Manet's picture, a masterwork of perspective, was turned down by Parisian salons because to its sarcastic parody of genre traditions and taste. Olympia observes us while we observe her. There's something liberating anarchic, and popular about her disobedience. We're supposed to believe that this is a liberated lady. However, the Olympia that we glanced at is a representation, a picture made by a man. Manet's defiance of tradition is the subject of the painting's narrative. A real-life Parisian courtesan named Victorine may have served as Olympia's model, just as the African maid in the backdrop symbolizes the legacy of colonialism.